Sunday, 22nd July 2012. The Tour de France stadium was packed and the crowd was roaring. For the first time in over 100 years, a British cyclist had just won the Tour de France. A country that had barely made a dent in international cycling suddenly looked unstoppable. But it wasn't always like this. For decades, Britain's team was known for failure. To put that into perspective, they had only one Olympic gold medal in 76 years. The situation had gotten so bad, the cycle manufacturers simply refused to work with the team, believing it would damage their reputation. And yet, one man could see something the world couldn't. Dave Brailsford, the newly appointed performance director, had a vision. And his vision changed everything. Now, when I say everything, I don't mean to say it changed the tactics, the equipments, or the players. No, no. His vision began with the basics, the tiniest details. He changed how the cyclists washed their hands, how they slept, what pillows they used. He tested different massage gels, redesigned the cycle seats, and painted the truck interiors white so that dust couldn't affect performance. Now, individually, these changes looked pointless to the cyclists. But over time, these tiny changes added up. Performance improved, confidence returned, and slowly, losing became a thing of the past for the British cycling team. That powerful vision, which once began with correcting the cyclist's neck posture, turned into gold medals around these very necks. That powerful vision by their leader, Dave Brailsford, yielded success like never before. And that is what I want to decode today. Leadership. Leadership, in its essence, isn't something you're born with. It's something you build from the ground up. Whether it's a coach in Britain, a football captain in Europe, or a founder in Silicon Valley, they all share one thing in common. It's that they treat leadership as a mindset, not a title. Take Cristiano Ronaldo. His hallmark has always been discipline. The man shows up to training even before the staff members arrive. I mean, I agree that is annoying if you love sleeping in like I do, but also extremely inspiring if you love winning like I do as well. He began that routine at Manchester United. He kept it at every club after. Now, to most people, that may seem unnecessary, but to him, these small steps mattered the most and contributed to his success. Slowly but surely, his team members followed his footsteps and showed up to practice before time to become victorious as a group. Now that's leadership for you. It's contagious, it's consistent, and it's visible long before it's spoken. All right, now let's get down to business. Yvon Chouinard, founder of Patagonia, could have easily become a billionaire by selling more jackets. But he ran an ad telling his customers not to buy more jackets. Literally, just think about it. Instead of buying more jackets, he encouraged his customers to reuse and repair what they already had. Because most CEOs chase profits, but Yvon chased purpose. And the funny thing, Patagonia grew faster than any other brand in the market because their purpose was to be more sustainable while selling jackets. That's leadership too. Doing what's right so many times that others simply start believing it's normal. Patagonia did teach me a lot about a true leader, but football taught me even more. See, when I became the under 16 JVCN football captain, I expected the tough parts to be the football matches, just like any other captain. But the real test came after a loss. When the whole team was silent, when the whole team simply stared at the floor, when not a single motivational quote on Google could reignite the team spirit. But that's when I decided to step up and do something about the loss. I called out the whole team, put my arms around their shoulders, and walked the entire football pitch together. No lecture, no speech, simply just a self reflective session. In a few minutes, the whole mood shifted, and everyone felt a surge of energy rushing through their veins. And that's when it hit me. Sometimes team spirit comes back not through words, but through the courage to stand tall as a team. That is what I call team building. So, vision, discipline, purpose, teamwork. vision, discipline, purpose, teamwork. Different stories, different fields, different personalities. One thing in common: a leader. But here's the interesting part: leadership is not just about leading, it's also equally about following. Because when you first hear the word follower, you probably imagine someone who simply obeys instructions. Maybe even someone who nods so much that their neck starts hurting. But in reality, the best followers are actually learners. They observe, they absorb, they evolve, and then one day they lead. So let me take you to the history books. The year is 2011. The iconic Steve Jobs from Cupertino, California, is battling through his health crisis. He resigns as CEO and joins the board of directors for Apple. Tim Cook is seen as the next Steve Jobs and is appointed as the new CEO. But you didn't think it would be that easy, would you? Before he became Apple CEO, he spent ages quietly working under Steve Jobs. He wasn't the face of the company. You rarely even saw him in interviews. But during those years, he was learning how to make decisions under pressure, how to bring people together, how to stay calm when things fall apart. He didn't try to be the next Steve Jobs. Instead, he became the best version of Tim Cook, one that was built through years of following with an actual purpose. That's the kind of transformation every follower is capable of. Those are the kind of people who don't just wait for instructions. They prepare beforehand for when an opportunity like this shows up. And let's be honest, opportunities do not show up as many times as a Zomato delivery guy at 11 p.m. on a Friday night. But maybe that's the hidden truth about leadership. Some people are just naturally gifted. Some have it passed down. But most people build it step by step by watching, learning, failing, and trying until it finally makes sense. Every great leader was once an even greater follower who simply refused to stay the same. So if there's an idea I want to leave with you today, it's this. You don't have to be in charge to lead. You don't need a title. You don't need constant approval. You begin with yourself, with your habits, with your mindset, with what you do when no one is watching. Because leadership does not begin when people start following you. It begins the moment you start following the right things.